Welcome to week 3 of SLS. We're back, Swag Life series. You know how it goes. We don't mess around here. Swag Life series, we've been around. It's week 3. I hope you're fucking ready.
Oh, I'm ready. Are you?
I am beyond ready to see some crazy games from our homies, Cossacks and friends, in macro gaming.
Yeah, I was told that this is supposed to be the most incredible, intense match of the season. Now, that's just what I've heard. I could be getting fed good information. I could be getting fed bad information. I don't know. But all I know is all across Twitter, this is blowing up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we saw Cossacks and friends last time against, who was that again? They got wrecked. I kind of forgot the name because they got wrecked so bad. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Cossacks and friends just destroyed them. We'll see if they can do it again tonight.
I'm thinking they can. I mean, they're still undefeated. They're 2-0 right now, which is fantastic. Good for them. They deserve it. But I'll tell you what, Cabbage is still climbing the ranks right now. They're doing incredible. They got a lot of stuff going on. Cabbage Collective at 5 matches played, 4 wins, 1 loss. Now, Cossacks and friends, they iced them. They actually still got a chance to catch up onto them, which is incredible. I mean, just look at that KDA, Cossacks and friends.
They're going nuts, and we're not surprised after seeing the mechanics of those guys on that team. I mean, that's quite the high KDA. You're well above everyone else, especially the bottom 4 teams there. I mean, who's gonna stop them? I don't know. They love killing people.
Is it gonna be now? Macro gaming. They came in here. They said, "Listen, we're gonna run the league." They're 1-2 right now. I think that was, but there's still time. You know what I'm saying? Even the Lakers thought they weren't gonna win the 2022 season, but they're going to.
We'll see.
Yeah. So I mean, there's still time. There's still time. That's the way I see it. That's it. And I actually think we're blessed with an interview from someone over at Macro Gaming.
Oh, great. We always love the interviews. Who do we got here? Arabella. Oh, okay. We know this guy.
Yeah. What's up?
There he is.
What's going on?
Not much. I think everyone's name is misspelled, by the way.
Well, yeah.
I'm definitely not Joel or Tom.
I don't know if you got the memo of misspell Thursday.
Okay,
it happens once a week, every week, repeating.
Oh, yeah.
So it actually happens to be today.
Yep. Never fails. Every Thursday. Everything's just misspelled everywhere you look,
the new one's misspelled. Okay.
Dubmo. Wow. Almost. He actually misspelled what he wanted to say. That's great.
Dubmo.
Wow.
So
who's that?
Like more dubs. It's more dubs.
I like that.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, so I mean, this is about League of Legends. We should probably get back to that.
True.
Are you gonna win the game or what? What's going on? Cossacks and friends going crazy, man. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, they had a really good first showing. We probably did not have our best first showing, but we've been practicing a lot, preparing more. I think doing more prep than we did week 1, so we're feeling pretty good going into it. Obviously, don't want to be overconfident, but I think our preparation is a lot better, and we're feeling good.
Hell yeah.
We win.
That's what I like to hear. I mean, it's just like I tell all my exes, give me a second chance. And that's what you're asking right now. Give us a second chance. We didn't have the best start, but we're gonna do what we gotta do.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that.
Absolutely.
So what's the motto going into this game? You're going up against someone who's undefeated. You guys are playing a little from behind right here. Have you been putting in the work, the time to figure out, hey, listen, we've been slacking on this. We got to start doing this. Maybe let's change our champion pool. What's going through your guys' mind as a team?
Yeah, I think that was a big thing. I mean, honestly, the first week, I think we griefed a little bit. The first game, I think our top laner solo killed their top laner like 4 times, and we were in a really good spot, and then we just threw, and our drafting was a little bit bad. So I think focusing on those 2 things, making our draft more consistent, and making sure we weren't throwing advantages that we were getting. So honestly, I think week 1 we definitely should have won. I don't think they felt very good. It was more like we lost than they won. So going in here, I think we have corrected the things that needed correcting, so we feel pretty confident.
I mean, I hope you did. You better have. That's all I gotta say. I mean, you got Gudo at a 34 KDA. Cossacks themselves
Yeah.
at 17. That is 2 out of 3 of the top KDAs are on this team you're facing.
Yeah.
We got to see some movement by y'all. I think we
True.
can do it, though.
Thank you. I hope.
Of course.
I hope.
That would be fantastic. I mean, it's gonna be tough. I would like you were saying, you got a great top laner. He's aggressive. I want to see him just carry the whole thing. 1v9 right there.
See,
that would be beautiful to see.
I'm hoping for that too. I think, to be honest, we probably have, besides Macro Academy, I think we maybe have the best laners in every lane. So I think it's more just about like executing together and not throwing the leads we build. But yeah, I'm expecting big things from our top laner. He always pops off. Our mid laner's insane. Our jungler's insane. Our AD's insane. So it's just about not griefing.
Well, what about your support?
He's mid.
Ah,
Oh, snap.
He has his moments, but he's kind of mid.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, all you got to do is ward, so that's it.
Yeah, you
realistically.
just ward. Exactly. You just ward and take all the credit for everything that goes well.
Done.
perfect.
That's
Too
I
easy.
like it. I like it.
Too easy.
So, a secret might have leaked. We want to see if this is true or not. That you guys are going to be playing Teemo top. Is this a fact?
We actually have been practicing it quite a bit. If you look at some of our top laner match history, there is some Hullbreaker Teemo in there. So
Wow. I'm excited to see that. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
if the comp allows it, if it's the right time for a Teemo, which I think there are some right times for Teemo, we're not scared to pull it out. We have we'll pull out any champion that we need to win. You know, we're not scared.
Infinite champion pool.
I mean, if you can play Teemo, you can play anyone.
That's what they say.
What
That's
did
what they
the
say.
Cabbage Collective said? They had like champion oceans or something. I
Yeah.
mean, if locking in Ari and missing every charm is a champion ocean, then we have like champion galaxies out here.
But they still walk away. I mean,
You
shots
said it.
fired, but they
You
still
said it.
walk away with the win in the end. And that's without
That's
a
true.
charm.
That's true.
Imagine.
So imagine when he starts hitting charms.
Yeah, I'm telling
That's
you,
scary, man.
if he starts hitting the charms, unbeatable. They wouldn't even have a loss right now.
That's true. Probably. I would have to agree with that. Actually, I don't know if he played Ari the game he played him. So.
I don't know, but it's exciting. So I mean, we're excited to see you out there on the Rift. I know this thing's gonna be big. I know you guys are playing to show what you truly have. Because, like you said, you got a best laner in every single lane.
That's
In
what he
jungle.
said.
That's what you said. So
he's gonna have to do this.
I want to see that put to the test. I mean, you can't just throw something out like that and then lose your first match. That's going to be pretty
That's true.
rough.
That's
so you guys got to play it all, and I'm excited for that energy being brought in here.
Yeah.
I want to see massive goal differences in every lane. I want to see.
Right, I don't want to see like we stole the Baron and we won with the back door, because that doesn't prove anything.
Right.
I got to see a
Anyone could do that.
steamroll right here.
Yes.
All right. We'll do our best.
Okay. Good to hear.
Okay, thank you. I
We'll do our
appreciate
best.
that.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
As always, nice talking to you, and
You
see you
too.
out there on the Rift.
Sounds good.
So what do you think of that? That's high praise. That's
I
high
mean,
praise.
He's coming in hot. You know, he's coming in very confident, I would say, in this team.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think
I
that's a
would
bad
say so.
thing. You always want to maintain that confidence, even if, in reality, it may not be performable. And that goes for anyone. Overconfidence can be a killer, but sounded confident enough where they might actually do something creative. They might take out.
They might.
Down.
They might. Now, I
You know
will
what?
say their top laner is fantastic.
Yeah.
I will absolutely say that he is a force to be reckoned with. One bad move, I mean, we've seen it time and time again, the wave management, the ability to know when he can go in, what he can do in a split push lane. So he is a huge threat. So I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do up there in the top lane, which is great. But I think Macro Gaming does have a very solid team. I think that is very true, but there's something missing that they're coming out with losses right now. It's almost like that the championship team, you just can't cut the net at the end of the game.
Right. We'll see what they can do. I do want to talk to Cossacks, one of the teammates on that team, real quick. I don't know if they're. We're doing some zoomies here for you.
Yeah, that's always fun. He just throws
The hat, jeez.
Yeah. So it's gonna be exciting.
He's ready. Okay, he's ready. We got the
What's up, gamers?
Oh, there
what's going on?
How's it going? First of all, I want to throw a shout out to Arabella. You guys were hyping us up, but then he just threw some smoke down, so that just removes all all nerves are out the window. They're talking a little bit sweet and calling a big win. So I'd like to see it. Let's see that top laner. Let's see him slam his Riven. I want to see him play that dog champion that he likes to play. So let's get it. I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
Wow. See, we thought after hearing that interview, you'd come in and say, "Listen, we forfeit. They got the best team in the league." So this is a shock, saying, "No, we're gonna actually double down. We're gonna beat them."
Yeah. I mean, in defense of them, they lost to Cabbage Collective, but it's one team, one round of games. So we're not looking down on them. I'm sure they're not looking down on us too much. So everyone comes in here prepared to throw down a good game, and we'll see what happens.
I'm excited for it, and it sounds like you're gonna be the one that he knows what's going down top lane. You know what's going down top lane. Can you be able to hold your own, or are you going to be able to beat what some say the most aggressive top laner in the SLS?
I don't know. It comes down to draft. I mean, when no one wants to play top lane. I notice he plays a lot of jungle champs. I play a lot of mid, so maybe I'll throw down that Vel'Koz mid at him. Everyone bans my Sylas because I'm a beast at Sylas. So we'll see if they throw that respect ban or not. But I'm excited. We'll see how he feels out there in that top lane.
Here's what I say. Give you the Sylas, give him the Riven, and let's just see what happens. I mean, this is two elites going at it on their best champion.
Oh, that would be a fun lane. That would be bloody.
That would be bloody. I would love.
I actually don't know who wins that lane, but we would find out.
Yeah, we would absolutely. That would be great. So, I mean, you hear it first. If none of those bans get picked in the ban phase, you have no choice but to take both those champions. It's an honorary code right there.
Yeah, you might just have to do it.
We'll see. If they throw down the Teemo, then I will definitely lock in that Sylas.
Oh yeah, of course. So big game for you guys right here. I mean, this is very aggressive team saying they got it all. They're gonna win this thing. You guys trying to keep your record right here. What do you got in plan? It's a big game. You've been scrimming a lot. Tell us what's going through your guys' mind.
We try to just do our thing. Less about game, like who you're playing, and more about knowing your own strengths and weaknesses. So it's not like we're changing anything or doing anything different. We try to play together on a consistent schedule, and we've been doing that. So get the good communication going. Let Cossacks dominate bot lanes like he always does, and try to push that, take that lead, and smash them with it. So let's see. Let's get on the rift. I'm ready.
That's it.
That's what I like to hear, baby.
I'm just getting a text message from my manager here. He's saying we're most likely going to be seeing a Janna top. Is that true?
I like to play different supports top, but yeah, let's do it.
Oh, okay.
We don't do that.
Yeah, that's exactly what someone that is going to do that would say.
It's true. You gotta fake them out.
That's right. No, I mean, we're excited. You got the energy going. We don't want to hold you up too much in this interview. We want to see that energy put out into the rift. So I say let's get to it. Let's
I
do
would
this.
I would love to get right to it.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good, guys. Sick. Thanks.
Absolutely, a pleasure to have you.
Later.
So, high intensity from both these teams.
Oh.
Both these teams, both claiming we're gonna stomp the other ones.
I mean, really, what else can they really say? If one says it, the other one's gonna have to come back and say the same thing. They can't say, maybe we'll beat them. Well, they gotta go for it.
That's true. That's true. You never know. Sometimes they go, yeah, you're right. They are the better team, but we're just hoping for a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta match the confidence, or they're just gonna lose from the beginning.
That's true.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta get in that mindset. We're gonna win these. We're gonna kick these guys in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
you gotta
yeah.
do what you gotta do.
And if you really want to go above it, Jalen Ramsey used to do this back in high school. He'd find out who the wide receiver was going to be that he's playing against that week, and he'd go find their profile on like Instagram or Facebook or something and start DMing that guy's girlfriend and be like, yo, send her all these messages. So then that guy was pissed when they get out on the field. But all right, we're getting into the ban phase here right there. Some pretty fast bans going out. We got Gnar, Kiana, Irelia, Hecarim, Blitzcrank, and we're gonna find out what the final ban is here. It might even look like we are gonna get that Riven Silas matchup from everything that we've been seeing. It might happen right here.
Yeah, I see that Vex coming in too. We're gonna see the first pick finally here. Those are some pretty decent bans. Most of those aimed.
So pretty huge bans. I'd say all of those are hugely team fight orientated in here. So they're kind of looking for something that's like, all right, maybe we can get some picks in here. We know they're good with them. We know they can make some huge plays with these guys. Let's take them away, which is fantastic.
And I see the Jinx pick coming in, the most banned and most picked champion so far in the season. It's coming through for Cossacks here, and I mean I'm not surprised he's gonna probably go crazy on it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Jinx just such an incredible AD carry. One of those champions where we've seen it. We saw it with Titan, I believe, where you fall behind, you're in trouble with Jinx.
Oh yeah,
she's not one of those champions that can find that mystical loop where it can get back into the game if you're really far behind like that. But one of these champions where as long as you farm well, as long as you get a couple kills in there, you're going to start snowballing the entire game.
Yeah.
It's not even just, oh, I can hold my own. No. You just start eliminating everybody. But they counter with Aphelios, who can kind of match the range at the beginning. Very weak, probably the weakest level 1 in the entire game, I would say. So most likely we're looking at farm on farm bot lane down here from here with what I would say is an aggressive jungler. So maybe look for these huge plays for Macro Gaming.
Yep, and we'll see what they try to match that with here. I think Lee would be an interesting pick, and it stays with the Jarvan, and that you can lock down that Aphelios pretty well with that Jarvan ult. Get some knockups going on the team.
So now we see how Cossacks get such high KDA ratio. They just throw a J4 swag flag in there, soak up all the assists, and don't die.
Pretty much.
That's it. I mean, that's one way to absolutely boost your KD. And that's a Tom Kench coming out here too as well.
Jeez, they already got some beef going on Cossacks and friends. Tom Kench, I mean, will he die this game? We'll see what happens.
Who knows?
J4 is also probably going to be a beefy guy. Lulu coming in, going to buff that Aphelios hardcore bot lane and throughout the game.
Yeah, I think Lulu's a huge pick. One of those champions that can do a ton of damage if played right in the beginning, which can actually hurt Jinx's farm in the early game, depending on how aggressive. And also one of those other champions that are just straight safe picks in terms of any situation. You know, you can polymorph, you can do the right things you got to do, you can stop some of those kills from happening, you get a lot of survivability. So Lulu, always a good pick no matter what happens. I love it.
Definitely, and she's always a pain. I mean, for the enemy team, just a pain in the ass every time.
That's true. It's like Lulu and Zyra. Oh, can't stand them.
Jesus.
Can't stand them. There's nothing you can do to those champions.
Yeah, they're a big pain.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I see Nautilus coming through. They don't want the hooks. We don't want no hooks this game. It looks like
No.
Blitzcrank, Nautilus out of there. Ari out of there. No charms allowed. What's that champion's name? The green crazy zoomies.
Ziri.
She's gone. Yasuo is also gone. I mean, I would probably, I mean, you already got Jinx on there. Don't let anyone else get any of these crazy carry champions. Sona coming through, perhaps, if he locks it in here. That would be interesting.
So that might be a Lulu mid at that point. That might be. And that's a huge pick, and the top lane, that's Set. So Set does very well against Tom Kench if this is the matchup that we're seeing in here. I think Set was a very good pick. And of course, the Thresh coming out. So pretty nice. I actually think that's pretty good and able to stop the Xin Zhao from getting on him. Might be able to slow down the Set a little bit too as well, depending on that ultimate. But Thresh, fantastic. Oh, and if we have a Corgi here, this just might go over to Cossacks and Friends as just a free win.
Wow. Okay, yeah, so we got a double ADC, J4.
It's over.
Double support, Tom/Bruiser, Tom Kench, and Thresh here. That's quite the comp. They're pretty much just going to have a massive front line. Plenty of protection for their carries. And Macro's got a bit of dive here though. So we'll see. Essentially, it's going to come down to you got this massive front line with protection versus these crazy engages and divers. I mean, what's his name? Yone is going to go crazy with that alt. Man.
No, I agree. I mean, you're looking at, you're absolutely right. Some huge engage of macro gaming. I mean, I like the Yone pick to kind of punish the Corki in the beginning. Corki and Jinx are, unfortunately for macro gaming, one of those super hyper carry scaling champions. I mean, Corki it's some of those things that you go Ravenous Hydra, Muramana, and Eludens, and my lord, are you just one-shotting people at that point? And with a huge amount of poke that's doing 400, 500 damage at that, it becomes hard. I mean, what you got to look at for Cossacks is their sieging potential in here. Macro Gaming did a good job at sort of being able to try to counter pick that as much. They have the engage in there, so if Cossacks gets overconfident and tries to push and everything like that, at a finger snap, they can full engage on these guys. Which I think is going to be good. But in terms of if Macro Gaming gets behind, I think it's going to be very hard for them to sustain a huge 4-man 3 or 1-3-1 push. I think they'll get beat up pretty bad at that point. So Macro Gaming looking for this early game advantage, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Macro Gaming's draft here. So you have Xin Zhao, he ease in. He's got that massive ult, can't touch him in a certain range. Lulu can ult right off of that, knock everyone up. He dives right in there, knocked up instantly. You got Yone who can go in with that ult. Lulu can ult him if she wants. There's just so much potential for different types of plays here. I'm excited to see the team fights from Macro Gaming. At the same time, I think Cossacks has enough utility to be able to counter those engages. I mean, Jinx doesn't have a lot of movement, but you got Corki with his W. If he has the package, he could interrupt quite a bit of stuff going on from Macro Gaming. Disrupt their engages. Tom Kench can beat a teammate if he wants. He can piece out of there. Thresh has got his flays. I don't know. I think it's both of these teams they're pretty compatible in how they can counter each other here. It's going to be an exciting game, I think.
I think so too. I really do. So what do you think, based off this draft right here, based off the statements from the interview that we got between these guys, what are you looking at of who takes this game away? What's your thoughts?
I really want to see the Corki do some work with the Rockets.
Yeah.
We've got nothing, no one too tanky on Macro Gaming. Seth's usually, bruiser going, he gets some damage going, a little bit of health, but not too many resistances. Same thing with Xin, he could go either way. But then you got Yone, Aphelios, and Lulu. Not a lot of health there, not a lot of, not a lot of beef. You got Corki shooting these crazy rockets at you, doing 400 apiece. You're gonna get whittled down pretty quick. No real healing going on for Macro. I want to see the Corki do some work. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Well, it's true. It's true. I mean, I think Macro has a decent amount of healing in there. So they might be able to sustain that stuff. But I think the big thing is the engage for Macro. They're going to lose every time that they try to hold it in there. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a little tough. It's gonna be a little tough for them. But I don't know. I think almost if you come off the draft here, I think if everything's played right, I do think Cossacks comes away with the victory. I think if time benefits them more than Macro does. So in that regard, if they're able to just hold their own, they're able to stop these heavy engagers. They're able to farm it. They're able to maybe get some kills up there. I think Cossacks walks away with it due to the nature of Corki and Jinx. I mean, Tom Kench and J4 are such huge frontliners. It's just insane. I know Yone does a ton of damage, but it's all going to depend on what we want to do.
Is it Yone or Yone? I don't even know anymore.
I think it's just one of those things that it can kind of go whatever you want.
What if it's Yoon?
It could be.
I guess we don't know.
Who knows?
Jeez. Chat's going a little crazy. Dang.
Yeah, it is going a
You
little
like that,
wild
huh?
right here.
Dang.
I like that.
Yeah, it's they're having fun. That's good.
That's well, yeah, of course. That's how it's supposed to be.
Swag Life series.
Yep.
Uh,
Then what about you? You have a good day today?
yeah, and went to work and went home.
That's it.
Yeah.
What about? I thought you said you had fun at work all the time.
No.
Since when?
No. I mean, the people I work with are cool.
Yeah, but you said like 10 days ago, you're like, it's not even working. It's just feel like I just go there and I don't even know what happens. And they're like, hey, we're shutting down the building. You got to go home. You're like, oh, snap.
The time goes fast.
See?
It's
that's-
nice when the
that's
time
kinda
goes
nice.
fast. It is nice.
I like that.
Yeah, not bad.
No,
Not too bad.
it ain't bad at all. Plus, you get some freedom in there to do whatever you want.
Kinda.
Hey,
Not bad.
I take that. I take that.
I'm excited to get into this game here and see what's happening. And here we
Yes.
are. Oh my god, magically. Okay.
So check this out.
Interesting.
I haven't seen this strategy done since 1972. And it's you 5-man go top, you make it up to this tri-bush. They're gonna hope they can catch Sat or something like that, who's gonna walk up there to protect it. But I think they might be even aware of what's going on.
It's possible here. I see Cossacks.
Oh, we might
Hanging
have
these guys.
a crazy little invade. Can Thresh land a hook there? Is he gonna be in range? The Corky comes out.
Oh boy.
Nothing. They just walk away. But we did get a swag flag down in there, so that hurts him a little bit.
Oh yeah, I took some damage there. He's gonna struggle with the buff now,
Yeah.
taking that 50 damage. We'll
Yeah,
see what
no, that's
happens.
rough.
He might have to smite.
Get the war down the Raptor camp. Macro gonna respectfully also get the ward down on the Raptor camp, so both people are gonna know what's going on. We know it's gonna be a red start over from them, but so that's pretty good, dude. It was like something from.
Jeez.
It was like something from the Insidious
something
series
just
just
passed
running
by out
across
here.
the floor.
Not sure what happened.
That was kind of wild
I'm
right
on it.
there. I like
Jesus.
that.
Wow.
That was good, but what do you think is gonna happen here? You think it's gonna be an aggressive game? You think it's gonna be a farm game? We're gonna see the first death. What are you predicting? Where's that first death gonna come down here?
That's a good question. I'm not too sure. I mean, it's pretty. All these lanes are pretty bad early game. Not a lot going on at level 1 or 2 here. I would like to see someone die mid first. I really do think the Corky is going to do some work here against Yone. Yeah, I mean, he outranges him. I mean, you can hit him with the E and get going on the combos and stuff. But thanks. We'll see what happens. I mean, Corky's already warding Macro's blue buff there.
Yeah,
Maybe looking for a play on that.
it would be nice to get something early like that. I mean,
yeah.
It's all about the vision. What are we going to be able to do? What are we going to be able to get? How are we going to play their buffs? I mean, J4 is going to be heading up over to the top side, so we might see the gank down there over in here. A little 1v1 going on in both top and mid lane, with both people on Cossacks losing the trades, I think.
Yeah, Grizzly Grimes took some damage there. I mean, luckily he's Tom Kench. He just heals all that gray health, gets some pots going. We see Gudo coming in, trying to get a gank off here, but it is warded already. Perfect timing. Peregrine, the set gets knocked up. He's taking some damage here. He's got plenty of shield, I think. He might make it out. Gudo flashes, and then, and set flashes as well.
Almost got him. Almost picks him off. I mean,
Yep.
Tom Kench not able to get in there, but I think that is a win for the top laner going trade for trade, right? Or flash trade for trade right there. So very good job by him. Able to survive that 1v1 with the threat of a 2v1 in there. So very well played. Also very well played by Jarvan for getting up there on top of it. Grizzly Grimes struggling up there. You can see he's gonna do a quick back, teleport right back up there. Hopefully he doesn't miss too much of the wave, but no, he's gonna pick it up.
I would take that wave. Looks like Seth's gonna back here. I am interested to see if Jarvan's gonna go back up there now with Seth burning that flash. He used his own, but he does have that huge gap closer with his swag flag and spear, so we'll see what happens. And we see the Zen here from Macro. He's gonna wait and he's going right for it. Is he gonna take these? We're gonna have any sort of reaction here from.
Good by him. You know, he's able to put some high pressure on there. Know where both junglers were, which is fantastic. But still no deaths on the board yet. We've seen quite a bit of an aggressive play here, and nobody's going down.
Yeah, you know, we've seen a lot of damage come out so far, just in regular trades. I mean, Corky naturally is going to be doing some crazy damage to this.
Corky looking to maybe pick up a kill there, but Yon getting right out.
Yeah, and he did a decent amount of damage. I think Yon actually won that trade, health for health, even though he's lower HP there. That was a pretty good trade. It looks like he's just going to do that damage and back, try to buy himself an item. And then we do see Dragon coming up soon. We'll see if we see any early plays on that. I mean, the Zin can probably, he could probably solo.
This might be down here in the bot lane. Going down here, we're going to have a 3v3 over here. Cossacks going down because of the Aphelios snare. J4 seeing if he can do what he can do to keep Thresh alive. He cannot. And that's a double kill over for the Zin. Tower dive.
Jeez.
3 of them go down in the bot lane. That is huge for Macro Gaming.
Wow, Macro Gaming comes up. The Zin gets a double kill, and Aphelios gets himself a kill as well. They might take a plate or two. Looks like they're going to go ahead and back and get out of there. I mean, that's the first play of the game we see right there. It's 3 kills for Macro. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge. Both junglers respectfully on the side. Grizzly Grimes going in here very aggressive right there. I'm not too sure what was going on.
Yeah, he went in pretty confident, ended up taking a bit too much damage. He's like, oh shit, I shouldn't be here, I guess. Kind of forgot Set does max HP.
Yeah, not even that, but I mean, he went full-blown on him against 2 waves, aware of some sort of dive is coming here. He's going to see if he can survive underneath the tower for as long as he can, but he's just going to go down pretty easily to Young. So, Macro Gaming picking up a 4-0 lead to start this game.
Yep, and you know, that's what ends up happening when you go a little, you go a little crazy, and now Yon's in the jungle. Jarvan can't even get his Gromp here. We see Corky coming over. Yon decides to get out of there, maybe. Smites it.
So let's see what happens. Can Yon do what we all think he can do and take 2 of them down right here? He actually ends up going down to Corky, but Zin's out getting over there to pick up his 3rd kill over here. Zed trying to fire something over the wall and make another play happen. Wow. Unable to. And this is kind of a rough start for Cossacks. Not what you'd be hoping to do right now.
Definitely not. That response from Macro Gaming, having Zin, Yon, and Set down there and helping him out, that was a great play by them, coming in to help out their buddy. They get J4. They end up, J4 does get the Gromp there, but that's a very disruptive play from Macro Gaming. And it looks like Aphelios just had to burn his cleanse there on that Thresh hook. He's not doing it without giving him some damage himself, though.
Yeah, able to hold his own down in there while Lulu was able to move around the map right there, which is pretty impressive. So it goes to show you the talent that Macro Gaming has in the bot lane. Huge fight probably going to be out of here. Grizzly Grimes has the lane advantage with the minions over here, but Zin's out, making a rotation up to the top lane, taking in some huge amount of damage.
He gets him
I
here.
think it might be just over for him. He has no flash. Oh my god, the slow is just enough.
Massive slow. He's
just enough to keep Zen out from getting him.
Jeez.
They know where he is. We might see a Dragon Force over here for Cossacks to be able to pick up and try to get back into the game. So let's see. They're doing it right here. They have the advantage. Macro Gaming not going to contest it at all. So that's going to be Infernal Dragon going over to them. Hopefully that gives them enough what they need to start getting back into it.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to need that dragon and a couple more. I mean, early game is tough, especially you got a champion like Jinx on your team. You want her to get ahead early. Especially with a 3-0 Zin on the opposing team. That's quite the dangerous jungler to have. He barely misses the W there on Grizzly Grimes. Teases him a little bit with the E, but he says, I'm out of here, man. I can't get you.
Yeah, a beautiful dodge by Grizzly Grimes right here, but a huge gank over there. Aphelios able to kill one down.
Wow!
Aphelios able to get another kill down. J4 able to pick one up to help that trade, but Lulu gonna see if they can chase him down and make something work. And Yon gets a kill in the mid lane during all of this too as well.
Lulu is being a little ballsy here.
Yep.
Ooh, no stickers. I'm surprised.
I know, no emote.
Jeez.
So, across the board, Cossacks picks up a dragon,
Yeah.
which looks pretty good for them trying to help back into there. But, I mean, you see this. Tower going down top lane. Solo killed in the mid lane. Bot lane's getting pretty far ahead. I mean, we saw the damage that Felios was doing in a 2v3 situation right there. Just with the Lulu able to keep him alive, he is pumping out the damage, and he had the right rotations of his abilities up. So it's just not looking too hot right now for Cossack. Set playing a little aggressive in here, seeing if he can get him down, able to get down to Tom Kench, but is he going to go down for it? Yes, he does, but it doesn't matter. Xin Zhao's right there to help him out again, and he makes it out alive.
He gets out with the flash, and then, I mean, we saw the gold graph there. 4 out of the 5 top golds right now are on Macro Gaming. They're just absolutely destroying the gold differences here. We have Xin 3-0. He's got 300 gold bounty. Aphelios 3-1. They both are doing pretty good with their items right now, and we saw that just in Cossacks' jungle doing some crazy work in there as well. So, I mean, they gotta get moving here, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is a very tough lane for Corki in here with just how aggressive Yon is. You know, you can see that he's down about 30 farm. It's not easy. It's not easy to be able to trade such an aggressive champion like that. I mean, the first trade you're able to W away, but Yon has his cooldowns back before you do. So Yon's aware of that, fully aware of that. He's just going pretty aggressive in here. J4 getting hit pretty fast. Let's see if see if they can get something. No, not able to get his abilities off in time. Yon fully aggressive in it for it. Flashes for him. He's going to go down, but he gets the kill. I think that's an excellent play by Yon to be able to know, listen, I got only like 200 health, but I can still absolutely solo you under your turret.
Yeah, that's scary for the Corki there.
Yeah.
For the Corki, definitely a mind game for him. He didn't need to use the flash there, but, you know, he wanted to secure the kill. Ends up wasting the flash, but you know what? It looks like he doesn't really need it anyway. So I think he'll take that kill happily. Go ahead. Back to base, pick up his
Cossacks alone down here in the bot lane. Looks like they might try to dive him here, and he's gone in a very clean, excellent dive. No one even dying down there in a 1v2. He probably should have respected it a little bit more, but thought maybe his jungler or his support could rotate in time, or that Macro wouldn't be that aggressive.
Yeah, and this is very unlike the Cossacks bottom lane here. We see him going pretty aggressive, trying to get this Lulu, trying to get anything they can from the bot laner. They do pick it up, you know, they do let the Corki get the Lulu for some gold there, just to say, look, you know, you might be trashing on our lane right now, but we're not going to let you get away with it.
No, and that's the beautiful thing about Corki. Every 5 minutes, he's going to get a package in here, and that is a lot of damage. I mean, sometimes it is the pure ability to turn an entire losing game back into your situation where you can start doing stuff. It just does so much damage, and it's able to isolate and split people apart and pick off people. It's why you can never count out even this we see right now 5-12 score right here, but the package played right, it's huge. So he's in a very tough spot. He's got 4 people over here. He's able to get a ton of damage out here. Still not able to go down. Finally does, but the J4 is going to drop in the process right there. Grizzly Grimes stuck in a very caught out lane. He just might go down. There's not too much he can do over here. Yep, that's it.
W.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's going to bed after that one. That was pretty hot.
Yeah, I think
Peregrine took on set right there.
I think the Tom Kench it's a very safe pick, but I think what Macro Gaming did is, you know, they just took on set somebody who can just absolutely counter him to the maximum, and now Tom Kench is stuck in this huge long lane. I mean, look at this farm difference over here. You're looking at 50 farm difference,
literally double,
with 3 deaths on that. So as much as Tom Kench can just sit there and soak up a lot of damage, which he can, the other factor to that is now the set's getting huge in terms of farm and kills. That is going to be an absolute problem for anyone on board, because Tom Kench can't match this split. Set can probably dive him at this point. So it starts to give Macro Gaming this ability of what they want to do at this point in the game. I mean, you see right now he's over there soloing Rift Herald by himself because he knows no one can even push up to this point because he's a huge boy.
Yeah, he gets it, and then right after Xin gets that dragon for them to go 1-1 on the dragons. He's got that Herald. Might drop it mid here. He's got the bot lane there to help him out if they decide to do it. Looks like, yeah, I mean, you got 1 charge there. They may not even have to charge. They can go right in for the Thresh. He's out of there. He's gone.
Yeah, and this is an absolute wipe right here. Aphelios just doing so much damage. It's incredible. You get the hook on the Lulu. You think, oh, we kind of got this one in the bag. There's not much they can even do to us. I mean, we get a huge pick. We kill her. We do everything. But you just saw that Macro Gaming can still out-trade them regardless of the factor of who gets caught. And they're just doing whatever they can. J4 going back in there. He might go down for that. He absolutely does. Corky just trying to stay alive and do what he can to defend this thing, but this is not looking good for Cossacks. We might see the first loss for him right here.
Yeah, I mean, we have more kills on the board for Macro than there is minutes in the game so far. That is over a kill a minute. They're doing a lot of work. I mean, they're doing a lot of work here. You got 7-1 Aphelios, 650 gold bounty. He needs to die soon.
That's scary. So it's starting to look like what Arbella said. They got the best laner in every lane. And that is clearly showing right now. It wasn't one person that's been standing out on top of the other ones. This has been coherently every single lane working with each other to just absolutely dominate this game right now.
It's been, I mean, it's been quite the show so far. It's only 15 minutes in. We still got a little bit to go here. I mean, I'm not used to seeing Cossacks and friends be like this. I'm used to seeing that bot lane go a little crazy, get some crazy early game kills, but this, I don't know what's happening. This game looks a little fragmented, especially with the I don't know, the draft looked pretty good in Champ Select. It might just be falling apart so far. I don't know.
Yeah, very, very rough for them. And what hurts even more than this is their KDA is getting ruined. I mean, this was a team that this KDA was through the roof. We were talking about it all before this, of how no one on this team dies. Right now, there's 17 deaths 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see what they can do here. They gotta try to get that Aphelios down. Optimally, we want either probably Corky or Jinx to get that Aphelios bounty. It looks like when they were sieging bot, they ended up giving Corky the kill on the Lulu and the tower place. Looks like they're having a bit of a scrap here in the Cossacks jungle. J4 barely gets out with his flash. He ends up dying. Wow. Okay, so Jarvan is dead. Thresh is dead. Jinx is dead. Yone. Oh my god, man.
Yeah, so what you can see from this is the steamroll at this point. I mean, everybody's going down. The only one alive is a Corky so far, but they're just going to swarm him. So he's going to go down too. I don't really think there's any situation you get out of here. So that's an ace going over to Macro Gaming. I mean, just absolutely wiping the floor with them. This isn't even close.
Jeez.
I mean, you can see at this point that Yone is just able to solo whoever he wants. The Aphelios is able to kill multiple people at a time. I mean, this is just a team that, look at this gold lead right here. I mean, it isn't even close. You got 13K gold lead at 17 minutes. You're almost getting as much of a gold lead as there is time at this point. Macro Gaming says, I don't even care that I'm into your base right now. They're full man tower diving everybody down here. This is incredible. This is not something that I think either one of us thought how this was going to go. I thought this was more going to be a time played out game. I know Macro Gaming did have more of an aggressive play style with these champions, but that's it. I mean, we finally see it. The Xin goes down, so Corky gets a bounty. Maybe that's what's going to save this game for them right here.
Hopefully. I mean, they got a little bit of gold there, but we'll see what happens. I mean, this is game one. It is a best of 3. We'll see if they can regroup for next game. I mean, unless they can do something crazy to catch up here, maybe get a Baron and a few down, do a solid siege. That is if Macro Gaming doesn't end here. Yep, looks like they're just going to go ahead and back out. I mean, what can Cossacks do here? What can they do here to catch up and win?
It's rough. I mean,
there's not a lot of possibilities.
No,
right?
there's not. I mean, it all depends on what Macro Gaming is going to do here. I think Cossacks doesn't really have too much of a choice. I know what they're going to try to do is put Corky in the mid lane. Look at this Yone just making a lot of moves right here. He's just doing a ton of damage. In a 1v4 situation, he has taken down one person already, but he's finally going to go down.
That's a big bounty for Corky.
But,
too.
I mean, you just see how much this guy can do. Yeah. That's 4 people fighting him, and he was able to pick off somebody. So that is absolutely crazy. But I mean, realistically, the only thing you can do is you try to keep Corky in the mid lane, farm it up, put Jinx in the bot lane, farm it up. I mean, that's it. You just have to hope that this is the right power play and that you can get enough. Look at this Sat sneaking up behind the Jinx over here. He's in trouble. He is absolutely in trouble. and this is an aggressive play down here. Both of them, everybody's taking a lot of damage. It looks like the set actually might go down here.
He does. He gets the bounty.
That's
there.
That's pretty good. I mean, they were able to play it. Jinx was fully caught out in the bot lane, but able to stay alive. The team rotates and helps her out.
Yeah, I mean, they got to do what they got to do. Get Corky more gold.
There was. So I don't know if you can hear it in the comms. There was a rumor that they might rotate over to that bottom bush. So that's why that was the hot spot right there. We were getting some leaked information that Macro Gaming was going to full rotate over there. So that's what I heard. So a lot of people been saying, what was that cameraman doing, all this stuff? No. He was just giving some bad information.
Of course.
That's it. I mean, that's simply what it came down to. If it's not a trusted source, sometimes you just can't believe it.
Right, of course.
But you always want to make sure that it's possible. Jinx throwing the ult in there, trying to get a steal.
You gotta try it.
Unable to.
Yeah, Macro just picks up the Baron with ease. They're going to take this blue buff away. They're going to take this Gromp away. They're going to push on this top tower. Probably going to get it down in a few seconds here. I mean, they got full Baron. They're just gonna hit the tower. It's gonna go down right here.
Yeah, this is what they call the slow push, fast push end. Right here. I mean, the other lanes are slowly pushing in while you fast push one of these lanes, and there's not too much you can do if you're opposing team. I mean, you can just see how aggressive this Yone's playing right here. He doesn't care. Look at the set, looking to get a huge pick out of there. He's able to put everybody out. Jinx, oh my God! Listen, gets stuck in the fray.
Oh.
Everybody's gonna get wiped at this point. This is not looking too good for Cossacks. It's
J4 alive still. They don't get
J4. J4 is alive. There is a possibility that he can 1v5. No, he goes down. That's it. Cossacks' dream of staying undefeated is over.
It's gone.
It's over.
They're gonna have to regroup pretty hard here.
Wow.
That's quite the loss. I mean, especially seeing some seriously dominating performances from them into that. I mean, obviously you can't win every game. You can't do your best every single game, but
no.
That's quite a surprising performance from Cossacks and friends, and I think a deserved win from Macro. I mean, they went hard. They went hard, and after they said we're the best in every lane, we're going to show that. They did.
They absolutely did. I mean, that is by definition obliteration.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the gold lead in there was 13K up at 17 minutes into the game.
Unreal.
More kills than there was time. Everything that could have went right for Macro Gaming went right.
Oh yeah.
Everything. And that's just not a matter of luck. That's by it having a matter of the best laner in every lane.
In every lane, as he said.
Wow, that's incredible.
It really is. It's great to see. I do want to see the stats for the game overall, if that's at all possible, just so we can compare and see that.
Yeah,
what the end at.
I got it all written down on here during the game.
Oh, okay, perfect. I can't read it. What happened?
Oh, okay.
Oh, it sounds like we got someone in here too.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
Is that the guy?
This is the guy.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys look a little crazy, huh? Jeez.
We had to make a statement. I think we just got a draft we were really comfortable with, though, on a more serious note, and we felt really good going into the game, and we had good scaling and good early game. So I think we were just really happy with our draft and knew we could win based on that.
Yeah, and so, me and Josh over here talking, where's that been the other weeks? I mean, clearly the talent's there. What happened? You guys just were, it seems like going this more aggressive play style is an absolute domination. We saw how well and executed these dives were. Why aren't you doing this before?
Well, I'll be honest, I think the first week we trolled really hard. The third game, our jungler forgot to buy an item, so that kind of messed up our early game.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
We didn't really have much of a plan. So there was a lot of things that I think factored into the first week. But
the same jungler we're currently investigating for PayPal transactions.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. that would make sense why he didn't buy an item.
Trading.
Yeah. That's it. That's going to be the biggest conspiracy theory of the year right there.
I think so. It could be.
Yeah, so that's always a tough one, but I mean, you clearly made up for it this week. I mean, that was huge. I mean, every single one of you was good. I mean, there's a couple times where you got caught out with a hook, and next thing you know, every single person died for Cossacks and friends, and you're still alive at that point.
Yeah. We were pretty confident in knowing what they were gonna pick. We weren't really worried about the Thresh. We knew that Lulu with August was going to be good into it, and the Xin Zhao is really OP as well. So we just I think we had a lot of good answers for their picks. So there's nothing really that worried us from the beginning.
No, I mean that's excellent to hear, and it clearly showed. So are you going to be able to maintain this? I know Cossacks is going to kind of look at it and say, okay, here's what went wrong. We know we can't go with these scaling champions anymore because of how aggressive they play. What do you think you're going to be able to do? You think you're going to be able to kind of go through that transaction through the draft phase and say, okay, or do you have a game plan? What is it?
I think it's kind of one of those things where you just keep doing it until they force you to change it. So unless they have a really good game 2 adaptation, obviously we're drafting from opposite sides. So maybe they have some better counters on red side. I'm not sure, but for us, I think we're just going to try to, keep playing the same game. It seemed like it was obviously working, and they didn't have too many answers to it. So, again, we're just confident in our laners and their ability to get leads. So I don't think there's anything too crazy that we have to change besides, maybe playing different champions if some of those are banned. But I don't think there's anything too crazy we have to change.
No, I mean, pulling up over these stats in here, you finished the game with a 21 KDA.
Great.
Is that something you're going to be able to hold? Are you looking to dethrone everybody as the KDA leader of the split?
I mean, I'm gonna try my absolute hardest. It was super unfortunate that I died there, but I don't know. I guess I should have let my AD carry die and kept the KDA. I think that's the one thing I took away from that game, but I'll try my hardest.
Yeah, what I say is just let them die. You have a KDA to protect at this point.
Very true.
Right.
So I don't want that to happen. I mean, we see over here from the stats, Corky did 41% of his team's damage that game. 41%. That is crazy. So we knew that Corky pick was going to be huge. It's just Yon, I think, was an excellent pick, able to bully him and do a lot of stuff over there. But his whole team just fell apart. There's nothing. I mean, we saw where he would be the only one alive, and all 5 of you would surround him and just kill him. There's nothing that can happen.
Yeah, it was a bit tough. I think our jungler played really well. His early bot gank made it so the game was just kind of over. I think once we got 3 kills bot lane, I think the game was over because their team is really hard to play from behind. They can't really set up for objectives and use Corky to poke. So they don't really have any consistent way to engage fights since they don't have any CC. Really consistent CC, and then we have the Lulu ult to keep the Yon alive. So it's just really hard to play from behind, I think. I mean, he definitely did a good job of getting kills where he could and farming up and doing his best to scale, but I think once that bot play happened, it was almost just impossible for him to play.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree that you guys did exactly what you had to do in that thing, because time is not your friend if that game is just a mellowed out game right there. So what I think is a little bit is I think they put too much of a safe laner on Grimes. I think what we're going to see out of him is more of an aggressive playstyle. Are you guys ready to be able to counter that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously our top laner is really good. He's just kind of mental, doesn't mind any type of aggressive 1v1. I think that's probably what he prefers. So, I think he's feeling more than ready to play into an aggressive matchup. They do have a counter pick, so maybe they have something crazy up their sleeve that they'll pull out. I'm not sure, but I'm still super confident in our ability, in our laner's ability to play any matchup and at least come out even or in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're ready to take away this with the second win and just go home.
Yeah, I mean, if we're able to, we're gonna kind of try to stay focused, not to get too excited or too crazy in games 2, and just keep doing what works for us. But yeah, hopefully it's a 2-0 and we get to get back to where we're supposed to be after poor performance in week 1.
Yeah, hey, it happens. I mean, I don't know if it's a curse or a blessing, but we've never seen a 3-game series whenever we've cast it. I haven't. So I don't know if it's just me, but anytime me and Josh cast, it's a 2-0. So as of right now, you have a 100% chance of winning it.
True.
That is true. So hopefully we don't mess that up for you all. But
Yeah,
if we
I
do,
mean, you might have to
it's more
throw for 'em.
exciting. Yeah, if we do, it's
That's
more
true.
exciting.
That
So-
is true. Yeah. I like it. So, you got anything from Josh?
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel? 21 KDA, like we said, 31 kills total. I mean, you're participating in most of the plays on the map. How do you manage that? How are you everywhere at once?
It's just Lulu. The champion is pretty easy to play, so you just kind of hit shields on people. I don't know. I think we have good communication, and everyone was talking well, and so I think when we had a lead, I kind of knew where their plays were going to be, so it was a little bit easy to recall and walk to where the next gank was going to be or where the next action was going to be. And once we had a lot of vision, it was hard for them to do anything without us knowing about it. So
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and one more thing just to point out, you can just see this damage differential between the 80 carries and the top laners. Both of them doing about 5,000, 6,000 damage, and then Macro Gaming respectively doing 16,000 damage. So about 10k more on these two carry rolls. So,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, congratulations to you guys. You played your team comp absolutely well. You were very aggressive right off the bat. So, I'm looking to see more of it.
Oh yeah.
thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Get out there and let's go.
All right.
Good
Thank
luck.
you. Take care.
So you heard it. They're hyped up. They're ready to keep it going. They got a lot of energy throwing them. I mean, that's one of those games where Cossacks, that's a tough loss. It's not like, oh man, we almost had them. It kind of hurts your mental a little bit to get beaten that badly
Right.
so fast. It's not something that works in your favor going into the second game. Although there might be a little thing like, okay, we don't want this comp to get through. We don't want this aggressive comp to happen. Let's limit him on Aphelios. Let's take away that Yone, something along those lines. But I mean, it's not something too much you can say that dragon fight went bad. It was, you don't get a lot of information from Macro Gaming off that game. And so it's going to be hard to make the right adjustments, but let's see if Cossacks can do it.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to, or else, the best of three is over. They're going to have to pull something out, do something crazy. Maybe they just need to, reevaluate their draft, do something. I don't know, pick some crazy shit, man. Do something you haven't done. Maybe catch them by surprise. We'll see what you do, and we'll see how it works out for you.
We'll see. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. You never know.
You never know.
That's it. Unless it's about aliens, because there is none.
That is not true.
That is true.
There are
We would have
aliens.
found them.
They
now.
are.
That's a fact.
They're somewhere.
I don't know about that. Well, yeah, they're walking amongst us.
So you're saying you're an alien?
No, I'm saying that sometimes they come down from the moon base and visit the Middle Earth, which on the flat planet.
See, that's interesting because how do you know that?
Some guy
Without being an
some
alien.
guy in an alleyway told me all this stuff, and he sounded pretty convincing.
Unreal.
Yeah. So, we're getting into this draft pretty soon in here. So we're gonna see if Cossacks can make any magic happen. I hope they can. I hope they can, because this will be pretty exciting.
Oh yeah. I do want to see a best of three. Go to 3 games. That is the purpose of the best of 3.
Sometimes.
But
Yeah.
it's more fun. You got 1-to-1's more intense. Third game decides it all. Wow.
That's true.
Cossacks just gonna have to go crazy, or they're gonna have to do something nuts. We'll see what happens.
I think they pulled out Hail Mary picks. I think Cossacks goes back to what they know. Don't. I know Jinx he's great on it. I understand that. And maybe it's just something you got to work around there in the bot lane, because we saw how aggressive they are. Sometimes, depending on the matchup, Jinx can make it work down there. Sometimes it doesn't work in her favor, like we just saw, especially with the Xin Zhao presence down there. So if that's something that's going to happen, you got to pick some other 80 carry, maybe like a Tristana or something like that, that's be able to win those 2v2s early, which can help you out in the long run and possibly give you that snowball effect. But we'll see what goes on.
Yep. And already we see very similar bans to last game. We got Hecker and Blitzcrank Gnar out of there. Xin, okay, so they didn't like it. They want to get rid of it. They say no more Xin. little too much for him, I think. And then,
Yeah.
you know, that makes sense. He did quite a bit that game. Jinx is out of there. What's going on? You might want to try that. Where's that coming from?
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. That was actually kind of nice.
A Chick-fil-A waffle fry with
It looks like
honey
some
mustard
sauce on there.
You should eat it.
Which is pretty good. I actually heard that this is good to like put down the bottom like a Mountain Dew, let it sit there, and then you can just drink and eat the thing at the same time.
That is actually disgusting, guys. Okay, I see.
Well, you know, I kind of found that life hack out. Instead of drinking and eating Mountain Dew and, you know, just eating Doritos, you can go up to stairs to your blender, dump them all in, blend it up together, and that way you're going to get both at once.
Wait, that might be smart.
That's a life hack 101 right there.
They should just sell them.
Wants to know. Yeah.
Why don't they just sell it like
They
that,
should.
you know?
You know what they should also sell is like monster marinated food, like ham, steak or
Oh
something.
my god, a monster marinated steak. Imagine that monster just caramelizing, dude.
That would be great. It's the energy I need, and it's the yumminess that I need.
Right on my steak. I love steak with monster. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. I agree with that. So right here we're seeing the Zeri, the Lee Sin, and the Lucian. The Lucian, I think, is an extremely good pick.
I love
right
it.
here. And the
cat.
Rengar's picked. There, I love that. That is going to be. That's going to be huge, I think, for Macro Gaming over there. And Macro Gaming taking the Tom Kench away from Cossacks over here this time.
Yeah, I mean, Rengar is just such a fun champion. He's fun to watch. He's fun to play. He's looking sick. We'll see what skin he uses. He's got some cool ones.
Yeah.
Lee Sin also, I mean, we'll see what Lee Sin can do. Maybe he'll do some invades, try to get the cat, you know, give the cat some catnip, relax him a little bit. We see Nami coming through with the Lucian. That's a pretty strong lane. I do like Lucian a lot. A fun ADC. Always has a lot of mid and late game potential going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a very excellent pick with the Lucian Nami bot lane. I think that was a good job over there. Able to do a ton of utility in terms of aggressiveness or playing passive. You have the heal in the lane. You have all that stuff. So it's pretty nice, which is great. But once again, the Rengar, one of my favorite champions of all time. It's nice to see him played out there, and I get to witness it.
I want to see the ults.
From what I heard, he's a fantastic Rengar player, so maybe I can even learn a thing or two.
Perfect. And you know, they ban out the brothers. No Yasuo, no Yon this game. Vex is out. Let's see what the last ban is here. I do want to see Rengar going crazy. Are we going to see anything that can counter him, do something to lock him down and stop him from, you know, destroying this Lucian? I see Viger going out.
That's it. Yeah, so Viger, huge. I think so. I mean,
He's
one of those champions that...
Point click. Dead.
The Corky
You
going
know?
out once again. I think it's a very safe pick for him. We know the game didn't pan out the way they wanted, but he did an excellent job on Corky, dumping 41% of the whole team's damage. So it was a good pick. It's a good pick by him.
Yeah, and you know, they've got a lot of AD on the team already. They definitely need some magic damage mixed in there. Corky's a great solution to that. We see Riven coming through. And we'll see if
So that's going to be a problem
We're
for
gonna have a-
Cossacks because we already heard them say Riven is this guy's champion.
Yeah.
Riven he's incredible on Riven. We know this. So are we going to see this Silas Riven matchup that was teased in the beginning of the game?
We better.
In this interview. So I'm hoping that's what we get.
Come
You
on.
never know.
I want to see it. I want to see the matchup right now. Oh, is that what is that tree's name again? I'm good, thank you. What is that? Ivern. He just eats the camps, man.
Ivern, so interesting.
Hold on. So we've got a cat, a tree, a catfish, and then
Might even
we've
be
got
like
a mermaid,
yeah.
a tree, and a gnome. Okay. Is Corky a Yordle?
Yeah,
He is?
he's a little guy.
I mean,
Maybe.
he's
Think
riding
so.
around in a plane. He must be pretty smart or
Yeah.
something, right? He's
I
shooting
mean,
rockets.
the classic thing is, how do the boots make him go faster?
Yeah. How do they?
How do they? That's what
He
I want
puts
to
them
know.
on the
They
propellers.
should give him some fun little thing. I mean, they noticed that and they took away the boots from the Cassiopeia
True.
that was great. I mean, any game you'd ever see somebody playing like the LCS or something, there's a Cass playing. The entire Twitch chat for the next 20 minutes is, why doesn't Cass have boots?
Yeah.
Why doesn't she buy boots? So it's always great to see that. But huge picks from both teams coming out here. Grimes once again on more of a passive, tankier type champion. We see this on the Maokai, which I think is a pretty good pick because of just how many abilities Riven uses. He's able to get that pass a little bit faster to help some sustainability in there. But once again, Riven is just such an aggressive champion. Sometimes that doesn't even matter. I mean, we'll see if we get an early Bramble Vest rush over here on him to kind of limit the healing for this potential in this team. So I think Maokai can do a lot of stuff. It's kind of hard to get over to the Zeri in the back lane like that. I think overall as a pick, it's not gonna be perfect for Cossacks in terms of team fighting and everything like that. You can't do much to the Rengar. By the time he can get on somebody, he's already destroyed them, and then you can lock him down. It looks like Corki's probably going to be the main target for him over there because he's just going to be able to do so much damage. Nami normally going to probably hang out around Lucian, so I think this Corki is going to be almost essentially eliminated from this game. Riven, if she's going to get ahead at this point, can kind of just steamroll the whole game.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's why they picked this Maokai to kind of inhibit and limit what this Riven can do, because we know that's his champion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see whose draft do I like better here. I think they're both kind of, you know, I don't know, just a little weird. I don't know which one I like better. It's hard for me to decide here. I think I like Cossacks and his draft a bit more, just because I like the utility from Nami. I like Maokai being able to lock down, you know, interrupt any sort of engages with that ult. He's got the Q, he's got the snare. Lee Sin can kick people around if he wants. If he can get on that Zeri and kick him into the team, she's going to be locked down and dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the Maokai ult, the Nami ult has a lot of synergy, I think. And then going over to macro, you got Zeri, who's going to be zooming everywhere. Is that actually Ivern mid? Is that a thing?
I didn't know it was a thing, but it is a thing now. So, which is pretty crazy. So, I mean, obviously they're looking for the synergy of these huge Ivern Rengar ganks mid to snowball pretty hard and take down the Corgi as much as possible, because at this point he's able to get a jump off from anywhere in the lane, which is huge.
Okay,
so that's obviously what we're doing here. They're looking at their avenue to this victory is either going to be Riven or it's going to be Rengar, and they've set up this game to make that work. I mean, Zeri's a hard target to hit. She'll be able to get everywhere. I think based off this draft, Macro Gaming walks out of this one. It might be another role like last game. I think with just how aggressive these champions are and how aggressive they were last game, I don't think Cossacks picked the right matchup in order to stop that. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what ends up happening here.
Yeah, I do want to see how the top lane goes, like we were talking about. Like you said, Riven's an aggressive champion, doing plenty of damage even at level 1. You know, just start with that Q. You got three casts of it plus your passive, doing plenty of damage. I mean, if she can get a couple kills on Maokai, he can't really keep up. She can teleport bot, do some crazy shit down there. We'll see what Rengar wants to do. He's definitely going to go mid and help out Ivern. I mean, that's the entire purpose of the pick.
Right.
Pretty much, right? Try to get Corki shut down as much as they can. We'll see if it goes bot, helps Zeri get a little, you know, get a little crazy. And we know she goes nuts with some gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I truly think it's gonna go over in Macro's side. I think this is gonna be like a 25-30 minute game at this point. I mean, there's just such huge snowball potential over there. I know Ivern doesn't have the best survivability in the laning phase right here, so I might see something from Corki to see if he can do anything in there. But once again, the lane isn't about Ivern, it's about Rengar. So it's just, we'll see what goes down.
Yeah, and it looks like we're finally loading into the game. Everyone's gonna grab their items. Corki starting off with a tier. He wants to get that Mura mana started early. I respect that. I do that all the time. I think it's, you know what, I'm gonna be in the game for 20 minutes. I'll get the tier started early. Whatever. You know, might as well do it. And
Yeah.
I think he's going to have to anyway against Ivern. I mean, Ivern's not going to be doing much in lane without Rengar.
No.
Might as well farm the tier early. You don't really need a lot of kill potential or kill pressure. If you do want that kill pressure, have Lee Sin gank you. He's got plenty of that for you. You know, looks like pretty standard. I mean, pretty standard first minute here. We might see something moving in on Nami.
A slow coming off right off the bat. I mean,
Oh,
Rengar's
goes in
going to
for
be
the
able to get
flash.
up onto him. If a ward comes over to the side, yeah, Anami will go down. So Tom Kench able to pick up a very early kill right
Jeez.
there. I mean, just from the vision cutoff, not able to see him until they got way too close and able in there. I mean, look at that. Just eats that whole pot of stew. You can't go wrong with that. So, able to pick up a very nice kill. So, you know, it's one of those things where, why'd you take the kill? Well, I need these items to support you. So
True.
that's exactly what we just saw right there. Rengar doing his little thing to get the 5 stacks up there. So very good all around, I think, for Macro Gaming to start off this game with a very early kill. Nami actually being a gentleman and just getting rid of first blood pressure for everybody on the map.
True.
So says, listen, don't worry about it. I already died. You're welcome. So let's just play this game and let's get a
Very
victory.
kind of that Nami. We go into the lane. Tom Kench has no sums. Nami burned the flash. That's pretty much the best possible outcome for him. He's still got both ADCs with their sums up. If anyone comes down for a gank, your main target's going to be still pretty slippery, especially with exhaust on Zeri. She doesn't really need anything. I mean, she can just zip out of there with that crazy movement speed and slow down anyone else that comes for her. So we'll see what happens down there.
That's true, and I think Cossacks doing the right thing over here, going the aggressiveness with the Nami Lucian. I think it is very hard for them to out-trade that, just based off how it is. Immediately, the level 2, you see that damage coming out of here, and that's what I knew was going to happen. You know, I called it seconds before it went down, but they're playing it exactly how they should. I mean, there's just no way. They have no heal in this lane. The Tom Kench is more of a tanky kind of thing. So if they get over their way onto the Zeri, she's in trouble. It's not good over for her. I mean, you see the Nami going electrocute. So for those of you that didn't know, the electrocute will actually proc based off Lucian's attacks.
And
As long
Nami's
as
E.
and Nami's E.
Okay.
So that's a
actually
huge
crazy.
So that's a huge amount of damage coming out over there. I mean, and then look at this mid lane. So Ivern beating him up a little bit. Maokai, is he gonna go? He's gonna go down here. Just gets absolutely dove by the Riven at level 4.
Jeez, and he did burn his flash. I see that on the cooldown.
Yeah. So.
What happened?
Who knows? Lee Sin able to get a nice gank in here. The huge. Wow. This is not looking good at all. Macro Gaming once again is going to be up a bunch of kills from the beginning. I mean, the Ivern is able to punish so bad this Corki in the mid lane. That is surprising. I never knew Ivern was a counterpick to Corki.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what's going on. I saw Corki, he was at about 1 HP.
Yeah.
He decides to go in after Ivern, and then he just auto attacks.
I don't think he realized the damage that Ivern was able to do in here. I mean, look at this, even right there. I mean, the Ivern has less than half his health, and he's able to still go full aggressive against the Corki. This should never be the case or the scenario like that. So trying to obviously bait him in here, see if he could do it. The Lee Sin coming back for a repeat gang. Rengar actually went into the Scuttlebrush, so Ivern's going to go down pretty easily right there. Lee Sin able to pick up a kill, but will Rengar be able to answer? Yes, he's going to do a lot of damage over to the Lee Sin. Lee Sin thought his Raptor camp was still there, but it wasn't, so he gets caught out in the blue pretty easily. And once again, we see just a huge aggressiveness down in the bot lane. Able to trade 1-1 right there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Did Lucian get that kill on the Zeri? Is that what I saw?
I think it was Nami that got it.
Okay, so I mean, we got some gold going on. 1-for-1 is definitely not that bad. I see Lucian popped all his sums and Zeri popped all her sums, and it looks like Nami got the exhaust back on cooldown, ready for that fight, and she used it in that fight as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a pretty barren lane down there after that 1-for-1. Hopefully we'll see some ganks.
So Riven going hugely aggressive, unaware that Lee Sin is coming down over here. So Maokai probably able to tanking a lot of damage. We're going to see this huge 1 versus 2 right here. Maokai not able to get in. Riven taking a lot of damage.
Wow.
But goes down without able to trade off a kill. So very aggressive, knows the play style. It looked bad for a second that the Lee Sin actually might die right there, but Maokai able to rotate back over there and help her out. So you see just how aggressive macro gaming is, and now they're starting to get punished for it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they just had a bunch of kills on them. Now it's 5-3. It's looking a lot better than last game so far. You know, Riven does have that insane early damage, and we're seeing that come through here and there. But, you know, I mean, Riven, it's easy to get lost on Riven going crazy. I'm going to do all my moves. I'm going to move a bunch. But you gotta be careful. I mean, Maokai doesn't really mess around. He's got plenty of heals. He's a tanky boy. Plenty of, you know, CC going on. He's got Lee Sin on his back most of the time, too. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Wow, I mean, look at this Zeri, level 3 right here.
Oh my
the
God.
Lucian just going straight up against him, able to just kill him down. The Rengar comes down over to the bot lane. They're going to be able to take him and kill him off. But, I mean, that's rough to see that your 80 carry is level 3.
Yeah, I'm interested. I mean, that's a 29 CS difference from the Lucian and the Zeri there. I mean, we haven't really been. I feel like we haven't really seen what's causing that down there. I mean, she tied in CS per minute with the macro gaming support.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. We gotta get some farming going on.
So
down there
that
for macro.
means either 16 of his farm has been going to Zeri, and she only has, like, you know, 8 CS by herself, or Maokai gonna go down right here.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's it. It's over. So, I mean, the level 6 Riven power spike is very hard to stop. There's not too much that you can happen. They're gonna let bot lane just sit here and go by herself, see if she can soak up any farm just to get experience in there. I don't think that Cossacks is gonna be his diver based off the playstyle that we've seen.
I don't think they can dive her anyway.
Yeah, so she's
yet.
just gonna be able to get that much needed level and that much needed farm right now. So Lee Sin going up into the top lane unaware. Kench is up there, but nothing happens. Walks away, gets out of here. But Rengar, 2 kills. Ivern, 2 kills. Tom Kench, 2 kills.
And
Riven,
there he goes
2
down.
kills. Yep.
They did end up diving her.
Good job.
Hitting 6.
Huge job by Cossacks. I think right now it's the bot lane that's looking huge for them. They're absolutely dominating down here. I mean, they need the help pretty bad of anybody that they can get at this point. We might see a little bit of a skirmish over here in the jungle. He knows he's doing his red buff, but is he going to try to go in there and steal? Ivern able to lock him down. Lee Sin's going to go down. I don't think there's any way he really gets out of here.
Oh
my God, and he does with the blast cone.
Yep, solid kick to get him away. Ward's right behind the blast cone, attacks it, gets right out of there. A gorgeous play to get out.
Wow.
Very nice. Well done.
Once again, Cossacks going
bot.
hugely aggressive over here, trying to pick up the Tom Kench kill, unable to, but pulling sums in the process. I mean, this game is Cossacks doing everything he can to say, listen, we got to force a game 3 at this point.
Seriously.
I'm going into hyper carry mode. I know what I got to do. I got to play aggressive. We win this matchup. And this is what we like to see. Maokai and Riven dueling at it right here. Riven, even with the low health, is still just running at him. Says, listen, I know I can beat you. Corky coming up here with
Maokai
the
does have his
rotation.
flash. There he goes with it. He's going to take him out.
That's
Yep.
it. Gone.
Okay.
So a good rotate over by the Corky, able to. They were unaware that he even made a trip over there. You look over down here at the vision. The map is blank.
Yeah, not a lot of vision. going
Not
at all.
on either side.
No.
I mean, there's really nothing at this point. So you can just tell how stuck these people have been in the lanes. You know, Tom Kench able to roam around a little bit, kind of pick things up here and there. We saw him top lane, but they're going to do a swap over here. So we're going to see Riven versus the Nami Lucian. What do you think? Think this is a good idea?
I mean, they're already so far ahead. They might as well. They got 2 plates down bot. They can push. They're going to grab Rift, it looks like, which I think is a good play.
They'll trade Dragon for it.
Yeah, I mean, you got, you know, you're coming back. You have pressure on the bot lane. You're going to want to pick up some OBJs, get some stuff moving here for the early game. If they can get this Rift and then the Dragon as well, I think that'll be a pretty solid start at 10 minutes to have those, you know, those OBJs ready to go. Maybe we'll see Rengar try to do something here. Did he just ult? He did.
Yeah, he did.
He's going in
they're
by himself.
looking for some sort of fight. Riven coming across the whole thing, but I don't think they can get there in time. So that ult's going to go to the waste over here. The TP coming out of Corki. He went back. He grabbed package. So they might be actually looking
to
to
see
fight.
A counter here.
I think this is going to be a huge Corki package right here. A ton of damage. Riven going to go down over here. Rengar not able to get back in. They're going a little more aggressive. Let's see if he can pick somebody off at this point. He gets exhausted. Not enough damage. He's going to go down right away. So that is a huge trade, evening up the score 8-8.
Yeah.
When we saw a 4-0 lead, and Macro Gaming looked huge at this point. For the first time in this game, Cossacks has now gotten the goal advantage.
That's crazy. I mean, they pick up that rift, get a couple kills. The Corki package there was amazing. I mean, you use that in the jungle, just like the Rumble ult. You end up cutting off the team, separating them, slowing them down, making them take more and more damage from the ult itself. And they get that tower. They're gonna get all the plates.
Wow!
And now we have the Ivern going down.
So no high fives from Daisy and Ivern in the mid lane. He actually just goes down to the Maokai. So Maokai proving his self-worth right here. All he has is just a little Cinder and able to take out that Ivern, which we saw was able to do some damage to the Corki.
Yeah, I mean, Maokai proves himself to be the better tree, I would say, if anything here. Right there, that was a purely a one-on-one. I think Ivern, he is a kind of a silly champion, to be honest with you. Maokai is definitely a bit more powerful, a little bit of a beefy boy.
Yeah. What I think was a huge error from Macro Gaming is they knew Cossacks was doing the Rift Herald, yet all of them rotated over to the Rift Herald when they had a free open dragon, including your bot lane down on that side at this point in the game. So I'm not really too sure why that happened. We saw that they tried to go aggressive. They got punished hugely for it, losing a turret and going down a couple kills. So Cossacks able to fully rotate over here and pick up a dragon. So something that should have been free for Macro Gaming got aggressive and greedy, looking for kills to pick off after the Rift Herald, and they've been getting punished play after play after play after play that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I mean, we see, Cossacks definitely had the positioning there to get the dragon. We saw Macro coming in, sneaking in a little bit to see if they could do anything, try to get some sort of an advantage on them, but nothing happened. We saw the Rengar use his ult now on cooldown, and if he had it here, maybe he could have gotten these guys, but instead he wasted it in that tri-bush trying to see if he could make a play on the dragon. Nothing comes of it, and now they waste their time bot lane. You got Lee Sin coming in that bush bot lane as well, while these two push mid on Corki.
Yeah, and rather being stuck in the long lane, they actually just chose to double up in the mid lane for a few waves right there. Thought maybe something would happen with the flash on Riven, some sort of play that would go down, but nothing did. I still think, actually Riven's beating Maokai and farm, able to go over there. So a ton of damage and happened right there. The Nami bubble goes up, but no one's able to get there. Zeri doing a ton of damage. We're looking at 4 people down here in the bot lane. Lucian gets just rooted. He's going to go down. That's a 600 gold shutdown for the Rengar. That's exactly what he needs to be able to start one-shotting these targets like Corki and Lucian, and what we got over here. Maokai finding himself in a 1v1 against the Riven, able to just kind of get out of the way, slowing them and punching them and healing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
I mean, at this point, Riven's kind of tickling that guy. I mean, he's got his bombies, he's got his Tabby. I will forever call him Tabby. Fuck steel plates or whatever they're called. Get him out of here. Ninja Tabby forever. He doesn't really care about what Riven's doing. I mean, he's kind of tickling. Look at him, he's back at full health. Riven's got that Gourd Drinker. She's healing herself a little bit as well, but it looks like they're trying to make a play on the Lee Sin.
Yeah, they know Lee Sin's red buff's up, so they're trying to capitalize on it, but didn't wait for it. They probably realized that they'd know they'd be gone at this point, but it doesn't matter. They're just gonna go over there and take his red buff. So we've seen a lot of counter juggling from Macro Gaming so far and moving as a team, which is always nice.
Yeah, I mean, we got a pretty even game here. I mean, Cossacks has the OBJ advantage. They got a dragon. They had that Herald earlier for where they used. Did they use that? Did they use it
on
top lane? They did use a top lane. We're coming at 15 minutes Yeah, just I mean a 1.3k gold lead, nothing crazy going on.
So a much different 15 minutes from last game.
Definitely. I mean, I'm very curious to see what ended up changing. Looks like Lee Sin and Maokai got a kill on the Riven right
Yeah,
now.
so that's the problem.
We'll take
I
that.
mean, you have this aggressive Riven player stuck in a long lane, and he's getting punished time and time again. I mean, we saw how aggressive and how effective he was early game in here, but they came in, they made some plays, they were able to take his tower down, and he's stuck playing how he knows how to play, which is just aggressive. I want to tower dive these people 24/7 because I know I can. But now you're pulling the jungle weight over onto you, and you're going down. You're dying 4 times at this point.
Yeah.
So we know the skill that he has. We saw at level 3, he was able to full dive a Maokai at this point. He knows how to play this champion. He's comfortable on it. He knows what to do. But it might be something that we see a little different, maybe in a team fight in here, where he can absolutely just flash in there, get some stuns, get a lot of damage. But as of right now, he's struggling in the laning phase.
For sure, and I'm just very impressed with Cossacks after last game. I mean, they definitely regrouped, said, okay, guys, what do we have to do to win this game? I mean, they're doing something different. They're doing very well so far. They got a couple of bounties on their team. The jungler's doing nutty work, and plenty of OBJs here. It's going to be their second Herald. They might use that mid, get some mid pressure going.
Yeah, and unable to contest with the Corki package over here. He's looking to use it somewhere. Rengar, though, again, his second item, so he Essence Reaver. So he's going to be going the same build that I actually use. Where you might see like like look at this thing, it's incredible. So you might be seeing like a Last Whisper or a Collector coming out from him, then an IE to finish it off. And at that point in the game, there's not much you can do with just how squishy these people are. I think, like what I said in the draft, is he's going to have a huge game. If there's a comp that you can kind of get away with it, it's this comp. You've got 3 targets that you can really just pick apart all day. And let your team do the rest of the work. Maokai might be stuck over here if his team is able to rotate in time.
I'm sure he'll be fine. There's no way he's not gonna be able to tank all this. They might even collapse and help him out a little bit here. Corky's gonna... Okay.
I think he's gonna go down here. Rengar,
Flashes.
boom, getting over here, another 450 shutdown, and
Riven
the
goes down the
Riven's
block.
still playing aggressive. Goes down, trades 1 for 1, but the key here is Rengar will always do better trading those 1 for 1s any day of the week, because of his passive, he's able to get increased damage. Nami gonna die back to back. Got caught out, respawned, walks down, gets caught out in the exact same spot
Jeez,
as before. So this is going to be a 3v4 fight over here. A bunch of ults being used over here. Cossacks trying to do what he can, gets exhausted over there. The Rengar absolutely obliterates him at this point. So the Dragon's going to go over to Macro Gaming. And what do? I mean, you have an absolute cat-killing machine that can one-shot 3 players on board. What do you do at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. That entire play was a little weird. I mean, we saw Riven get caught out, bot lane, dead. Then we saw Nami get caught out, dead. Then I mean, Macro just takes the dragon for free. I'm not sure what Cossacks was going for there. It was a little weird. They were a little fragmented, maybe a miscommunication or something like that. Definitely gonna hurt their momentum though going into this. I mean, like you said, that Rengar is beefed up. He has got 2 items. He is ready to assassinate. He's ready to cut that jugular and drink your blood, son.
Oh.
He's a predator. He's not messing around. He's a scary boy right now. 6-1 and 2.
Yeah.
400 gold bounty, Essence Reaver, and that other thing I forgot. I'm sorry, but geez, man, he's doing some damage, and that that thing.
So here it is. He's looking, immediately takes down the Lucian, which is their biggest damage dealer at this point. Everybody's going to surround him. The Riven able to get a 3 little brief knock-up, take everyone down. So what looked like was going to be a huge play with the Rift Herald to take a couple turrets down in the mid lane turned into everybody dying.
Oh
I mean,
my God.
this Rengar is going... I mean, he's got to have a ton of gold on this back. You know he's going to have about like 3,400, my guess, somewhere around there.
Yummy.
27.
That's a good back right
So that's huge. So he's going to be able to just straight up almost buy his item. I'm sure that's what he's farming up for.
Will Mount gonna go down here, you think?
I think so. I mean, look at
He's doing
this
quite a bit of
Ivern.
damage.
This Ivern can kind of just do what he wants to. Look,
This is crazy.
This is insane. And this is let's.
He's got some help from the.
He's dead. He's gone.
Yeah, he's actually dead there. That's crazy.
Corky might go down here too as well. He's gone right there, but they're gonna start trading it. It's gonna be a 2 for 2. But I mean, you just saw how much work that Ivern put in.
Yeah, I mean that ends up being a 2 for 2. Let's see what. I mean, no one really used any sums there, right? Interesting little play. Yeah, at this point, Macros. I mean, instead of it being a 1.3k gold lead, we've got a 5k gold lead here. So now we're starting to see a bit more of a, a bit more of a difference between the teams. It looks like Cossacks is. I mean, they had it going for a while. They might have to refocus. They got a little confident. We just saw Macro absolutely dominating performance last game, and we definitely want to praise Cossacks for doing what they did so far. But dial it back a little bit. We got to focus up and make sure you guys do what you got to do here.
No, I mean, it's true. I mean, we saw Cossacks had a very. It looked like it was going to be the same path as last game,
right?
From the start of this thing, and then they figured out what they had to do. They started to turn around. They were playing aggressive. They were forcing the Zeri to be down here. This Corky's going to be absolutely obliterated in a second. Gone. So that's what you're going to be seeing all game. At this point, I think it's over for Cossacks. The Rengar is just too strong, in my opinion. There's nothing you could do. He has 3 items on here with an ultimate, with that Ivern brush. He can get to any single target he wants at this point. Your biggest damage dealers are Corky and Lucian, and none of them are safe. You cannot protect them at this point in the game. It's not possible. Riven doing what he does best, just full aggressive playstyle, able to soak up a ton of damage right here, but going down by the Lee Sin. The Lee Sin actually has 6 kills this game, too.
Yeah, he's not doing too bad. But like you said, that Rengar is at this point. I mean, almost 11k gold in total. That's 2k above the next highest. Lee Sin at 8.8k. You can see it right there on the graph. He's not messing around. He's a very dangerous cat right now. The Apex Predator. He's going crazy.
And you can see from that, it doesn't matter how many times this Riven's dying, keeping right up there with the gold leader is actually 3rd on the board. And what's surprising is Zeri is 4th on the board. We saw just how far behind Zeri was and able to change that all around and able to do stuff. So we're looking like they're setting up for a little death brush in here. Nobody knows kind of where they are. Hopefully they're thinking they can get some sort of pick.
Looks like they can here.
Maybe. They might actually all die here. And they just walk right out.
And you miss the bubble, you peace out of there.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That makes sense to me.
That's what it was for.
So Rengar is going to have his ult for this fight. We see a TP coming in here. So there we go. The ult is popped. And Corky and Lucian are split on the other side. Lee Sin makes a good judgment call and jumps over to the other side. Looking for a pick over here. Trying to get away from the Nami wave. Is hit up. Jumps right onto the Corky. He's one shot. Lee Sin going back in here, trying to do what he can over there. Riven coming around from the side, able to pick everybody off. It's a bloodbath going on in here, but nobody from Macro Gaming has dropped yet. That is a 5-0 lead. Zeri getting a triple kill in there, and wow, that was crazy. I mean, exactly what you didn't want to happen. Lucian and Corky got split off against this Rengar who's chasing them down. That is the worst combination you could have with these two people. Your 2 damage dealers stuck in this open thing. Lee Sin did the right job by jumping over to the other side, trying to get there and stop them, but you can't. Riven able to get a flank around them, and this is just looking pretty rough for Cossacks right now.
Definitely. It didn't look too bad in the beginning. We did see him split off. Lucian was trying to do some damage. He goes low pretty quickly, dies. I mean, it's tough. He's a lot of damage there. Him and Lee Sin. Corky's got a few items. He can still do some damage, but I mean, they just die so fast because they're all just so squishy. It's really tough. Your only real front line is that Maokai. Everyone else is gonna die real fast. It's tough. I mean, it's tough for Cossacks right now. Especially with that Rengar. He's 9-1-8 now. 700 gold lead or bounty. He's got Lord Dominic's. I mean, Corky almost just died there from Zeri. Zeri's powering up pretty hard now. Got double kill in that last fight.
Yeah. And you saw that all little Lucian wanted to do was get some farm, and what happened? The Rengar came in and just killed him. So, you know, you lost your guy. At this point, they're fully relying, I would say, on the Maokai, the Lee Sin, and the Corki to get them and do what they got to do. Able to pick up some nice 2 kills right there. Is that going to be enough to try to keep them alive and do what they got to do? I don't know. But we see a 10-kill difference at this point. We know we have a lot of kills over on the Lee Sin. He can do a ton of damage. Rengar probably not going to go for him just based off the items and the threat level that he is. He has some survivability, which is great, but I don't know if in this scenario Lee Sin has enough damage or tankiness to kind of put Cossacks where they gotta go.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Lee Sin. You know, I mean, it is reaching about 26 minutes here. He's got Death's Dance, a Gore Drinker, and those steel caps. I don't think it's enough. I mean, you know, he's got the kick. That's pretty much all he can really do in the team fight. Everyone else, Rengar's just going to blow him up if he even tries to get on him. Zeri's probably going to run around a little bit too much, can get eaten by Tom Kench if Lee Sin tries to do anything to her. Riven's going to take him. I mean, that's the thing with Lee Sin. He just kind of falls off unless that lead is kept for the whole game. You know, he needs a lot of gold to end up competing with any other champion at this point, especially with a Rengar with this type of gold. I mean, it's just not even a contest between the junglers right now.
No, it's true. I mean, Rengar has a ton of damage. Zeri has the 3 items, so that is going to be absolutely no fun in a team fight for here. So they're actually looking to catch the Rengar out. Unable to kill him with the damage that they have right there. We're going into a huge fight over here. Ivern goes right into the fray. Gonna go down immediately. Rengar going in to try to see what he can. He picks up a kill. He gets knocked out. He goes back in, picks up another kill. Zeri just wiping everybody right here. Corki got away from it. Riven chasing him down. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, Cossacks got a little too close. There's Lucian. We don't want the ADCs in melee range. You know, he was a little too close to Zeri. While he was attacking someone else. I think it may have been the Ivern. He was just taking a bunch of damage. You know, you got to work on that spacing maybe a little bit. You know, I'm not talking shit on the mechanics, just trying to, you know, help you out a little bit. We'll see what happens. You know, Macro Game's going to get this free Baron. We'll see what they do. They're probably going to go mid, take out that tower, get a split going top or something. Riven's already pushing out that wave. Getting it going.
Yeah, and I think the Baron buff on this Riven is very deadly on the team also. I think it's very deadly. They obviously know how to use objectives like this. I don't see an avenue back into it for Cossacks. It's a matter of how long can they hold on to for. The Rengar's just an absolute powerhouse, having a 21 KDA at a 31 kills. And once again, Arbella also with a 21 KDA, which is pretty fantastic. So we'll see if they can maintain this. I mean, Ivern, I think, was a very surprise pick, and he's done an excellent job in terms of being able to just give the shield to the people that they need. He actually did an extremely job of shutting down the Corki early, not giving over any kills. Actually, matter of fact, able to kill him in one of those things. So it's a good job for him, but I think you don't have any way to get onto the Zeri, and that's a problem. Even if you kill the Rengar, and we just saw last fight, that's exactly what they tried to do. They tried to pick off the Rengar early. Didn't work out. He was able to get out of it and came back in and just stomped him. But the Zeri was just sitting there in the front lines and killing everyone.
Doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, so they're in a rough spot.
Definitely. You know, this dragon's coming up again. Macro gets it. Will be their second Infernal. They might try to contest it. Their blue buff's gone there.
I think you do. I think at this point you have the one shot. It's let's try to contest it. Let's try to get something done. Lee Sin is going to go down very early on over there. The Corki going right into it. Also going to go down. Zeri able to pick up in the back, but bigger trade than we thought would originally happen. A lot of people going down over here, but Zeri able to make his way through it. Maokai is going to get slowly picked apart. Zeri stays alive.
Close. I mean, that was a pretty solid fight from Cossacks, considering their gold difference here. Rengar went down pretty early. That's solid. Lucian almost had the Zeri there at the end. Ended up attacking.
The exhaust is what did him in.
And
so
it's tough, you know. Exhaust. It's weird. It's an interesting meta for bot, but they end up taking it. And it's a very disruptive spell for anyone who's trying to move around like Lucian is, you know. With
yeah, and they threw a lot of stuff in the Lee Sin. He was able to survive long enough to take in all that damage. But they end up getting 3 kills, which I think proves that they can still fight it a little bit.
If they do it right, definitely. And that's what
Right.
That's
So
what it
I
comes
mean,
down
Ziri
to.
ended up living, with like 5 health type thing. So it is still a possibility for them that they have the damage that can kind of do it if they play it right. If they're able to get into that situation as they did like last time. But now it's a little tougher when you got 2 inhibitors gone.
Absolutely. Optimally, we've got.
So what are your prediction? Who wins this? Do you think Cossacks comes back?
It's tough. If they can get another fight like that, can you mute? You gotta mute it.
I
I
think there's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, if they
think there's a chance.
if they can get a good fight off, get that Rengar down early, and have maybe Zeri a little low and get her down, that's gonna be their main thing. They almost did it last fight. Rengar went down pretty early, but that Zeri, ended up cleaning up.
Yeah, so the Rengar able to pack an ult. He's looking for somebody that he wants to get in here. They're all grouped up. He might not be able to use this at that point, but that shouldn't matter with the Rengar bush that we got going in here. They're getting it pushed up into their base. Over here, they're getting pretty aggressive, looking to see what they can do. Lee Sin lands a Q, unable to go in. The waves are pushing in pretty heavy. They have Corki farm it off to the top side. Lucian trying to match Riven on the top side, but I mean, look at this. They're getting shoved in hard to the bot. The Baron did expire, so it's just going to be regular minions at this point, but there's just so many minions pushing in, and they're slowly pushing and pushing and pushing. Macro Gaming over here. A huge catch out on the Lucian. He's going to pop his ult. Nami's going to pop his ult. There's a lot of stuff going down. Maokai looking to see if he can find a target. Arbella taking a ton of damage right there, but that's a massive Riven play right there. On top of the Zeri, that's a lot of damage, and they're gone.
And that's a dream play. Anytime you're playing Riven, get that flash into the final Q, get that massive knock-up, hit everyone with the ult to clean them up.
Gone.
A gorgeous Riven play to close out the game for Macro Gaming.
Yeah.
41 kills to 20, taking the best of 3 from Cossacks Gaming. We saw them, put up a fight this game. It was definitely better than last game, where they got, to be honest, they got their asses handed to them last game. This game, They put up a bit of a fight, showed, hey, we're here, we can still compete with you guys a little bit, but it ends up not being enough, and they end up losing again.
Yeah. No, seriously, I think they did a much better job at realizing where they went wrong. We saw a very aggressive play style from Cossacks in the earlier type game. The pre-mid game, we saw a very good job. And it looked like this was going to be kind of their game. We saw the Riven get caught out about 5 times in there, but you saw at the end of the game finished 11-7. It didn't even matter.
Yeah.
So Riven hit that scaling point where I got 2-3 items, it's over. Rengar able to pick off anybody on the team right there, and the Zeri able to move around everywhere, which was incredible. I don't think Corki had the impact that he did last game, and it was just turned a loss for him.
Yeah, and it's tough. I mean, coming off of a loss like that in the first game, you got to try to hype yourselves up, regroup. I think they definitely did.
Yeah.
They definitely did in the early game. They had some stuff going, but it ends up coming down to that Rengar, just doing whatever he wants.
Doing what he's got to do.
Zeri caught up too. Had plenty of having those two champions alone. The sheer amount of damage that they're dealing is ridiculous. And I think we've got an interview here with the Macro Gaming bot lane, which will be very nice.
Hello, how is it going?
Hello.
Wow.
Doing good.
So, I mean, you got that first game. God knows what happened. This second game, they gave you a run for your money for a little bit. That that's respectable, right? And then you're like, look, I think we're getting a little bored. Let's just kill him. How about we just get him out of there? That's what happened. What are your thoughts on that piece? What was going through your minds with that?
For the second game, it was a really tough early game for us. Just because of the nature of the lane with the Lucian Nami combo, and the electrocute. One EQ it did half of my health, and it was a rough lane. I just had to take it and farm up and try to scale. Trust my teammates.
Yeah, we saw you struggling for a while down there. I mean, you
Yeah.
were like 3 levels behind. It was, I can imagine, not a good time for you for a little while there, but they let you kind of soak up that solo XP. We know you had a death down there, but that's clearly what got you back into the game, which was very nice. So, how did they mess up? How did they let you get Zeri?
But, or like the champion, or like
Yes,
how they let Zeri get back into the game.
I would say, let's say both of them.
So I think the champion, I don't know, I think maybe they just didn't think we valued it that high. Or maybe they thought they had an answer to it. I think the Lucian Nami actually is a pretty good answer in lane. It was pretty hard to play into. In terms of how they let him get back into the game, I think I griefed him really hard by walking top and sitting top for like 3 minutes, and I think it got dope. So that was definitely like a big misplay on my part and a little bit of a team misplay. I think once they put Maokai bottom though and let him just get like, I think he got like all of the plate spot. It just meant that he caught up so much in golden XP. He was able to farm up and side lane well, and then obviously going into team fights he's playing Zeri and like he's a good mechanical player, so doesn't matter, he's going to perform well.
Yeah, and performed beautifully. I think him and Riven really had these huge comeback stories, which was great. I mean, your Riven is wild. I think that's a good term to use at that point. I mean, like, we'd see him die at the inhibitor turrets. We'd see him die, at the top of the jungle. It didn't matter. But, I mean, look at this. He's still coming out with, like, 7 CS a minute. Still ended up positive with a 2.14 KDA. Is that just what happens whenever he plays Riven? You guys just say, listen, do whatever you got to do. It doesn't matter.
He's just a monster player, man, and when he gets the champion, I think he has a little bit too much fun. So the Riven Rengar are like kind of their one tricks. So once they got him, it was a little bit of limit testing and getting to enjoy the champions they like to play. So there are definitely some times when he was probably overextending or getting caught out, or we'd be like, no, you should recall here, they're about to come for you. And he'd be like, no, I think I can stay. And then you just get 4-man. He'd be like, this is so cringe, man. Why are they all top?
Yeah.
Yeah. That same thing applies to our mid laner as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so me and Josh over here, when the game started going through after the draft, we're talking, we're like, wait a second, that's an Ivern mid lane. And so we kind of knew off the bat that there was going to be some huge synergy between the Ivern and Rengar, but we didn't realize how good the Ivern was going to do in the mid lane. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like the LS, you gotta be part of the church, man. I think the Ivern mid is like super sleeper because of how good his lane actually is. There's not a lot that really bully Ivern in lane. I think it's kind of a sleeper pick. So it seems like it's kind of a gimmicky pick just for Rengar, but the lane itself is really strong. And then obviously how it works with the Rengar is pretty insane too. So Ivern is a sleeper pick.
Yeah, it was also crazy how he out CS the Corki as Ivern.
Oh, I know. He killed him. It was Lee Sin ganks him. Next thing you know, Corki dies in a 1v2. We're like, what the heck is going on here?
Seriously.
Yeah. So I mean, he was just an absolute animal. He just throw Daisy down, and he just start putting the shield on himself, or Daisy just run at people until 4 or 3 people showed up. That was it.
Yeah. I also have to say, not to like pat myself on the back too much, I think it's more how OP the champion is, but that Lucian must have had the saddest game because I was playing like support Tahm Kench and I could actually just flash on Lucian and completely 1v1 him, so it was a bit unplayable for Lucian, I think, too. Which was
I think they did a good job with the Nami Lucian in the beginning. We saw that early trade off as soon as
absolutely.
you both hit level 2 and you both immediately engaged on each other. And Zeri was walking away with like 180 health within 2 seconds. They're like, whoa, what's going on here? But you guys were able to just completely shut down that bot lane, which was, I think, a great job.
Yeah. They definitely played lane well, and punished, when they had the opportunity to punish, which was really good on their part. And I think, they took opportunities when they had them. I think their team's champions were really low range, and it's kind of hard to play low range champions into like Ivern and Rengar and Tahm Kench. So it was just a bit unfortunate, I think, once they got to the mid-late game.
Yeah, and a huge shout out to your Rengar too. He was fantastic.
Yeah. I want to compliment my jungler and mid laner for having my back for those games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
They played really well. Both
Mm-hmm.
obviously monster players.
Yeah, you got to give
Wanna get
yourself
that
some
good.
credit too, though. You were getting like a triple kill every single fight that happened.
To be honest, Zeri's just a broken champ, so you guys should abuse Zeri while you can.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
it.
Play very.
That's it. Well, I mean, congratulations on the win tonight.
Mm.
Once again, keeping the record straight of a 2-0 every single time. I
seriously.
appreciate that. So,
Yeah.
no, seriously, good job. I mean, you guys said you guys got the best laners in the league.
Yes, sir.
It's showing right there, which is fantastic. The Corky was not what we thought it was going to be. Game 2 around, he wasn't able to do as much as he needed to, but a huge win for you guys. Huge win.
Absolutely. Well done, guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
And that's going to wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, some pretty exciting games. Definitely one-sided.
Yeah.
And I think Cossacks put up a good fight in the second game. And, we'll see who's playing tomorrow. Do we know?
We'll find out for a second. I mean, I think, Macro Gaming, a well-deserved win in here, but Cossacks, I know it was a rough loss this week, but I don't think by any means this defines you as a team. You still definitely got what it takes. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah.
still saw a lot of stuff coming out of them game 2, which we kind of figured would happen this whole time. And, they just slipped it up, lost it a little bit. They can correct that. They're going to be a force to reckon with.
Oh yeah, I mean we've seen them perform super well before in the
Mm-hmm.
past. I mean the first week they did amazingly.
Yeah.
And we saw that we casted that game for them, and it was great.
It was.
And I think they still have that in them, and I think that they can perform like that in the future.
That's
definitely
it. So next week we are looking at the Squadron and Titan.
do. Tomorrow at 8
Tomorrow,
p.m.
I'm sorry, tomorrow. Yes, that's what's gonna go on in here. So, gonna be a good game. What's your prediction?
Well, my prediction is based on the logos alone here.
Yes, of course.
Acer Squadron, they're going to be playing Olaf.
Oh,
They're going to lock in Olaf first pick as soon as the pick becomes available.
and Titan's not going Pantheon.
They're going Mordekaiser.
Oh, okay.
It looks a little bit like Mordekaiser
Yeah.
Pantheon together for me. So we'll see what
So
happens.
that's it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think Squadron might take it in here, but that's it's always up in the air.
Yeah, you
What's
never
going
know.
on.
It all comes down to the drafts. And what happens in the lanes. Honestly, it seems like these games are heavily impacted by the early game.
Yeah.
And that just comes with the divisions and the average ranks. That's just what it comes down to. Early games usually snowball pretty hard, and we'll see what happens in the early game for them tomorrow.
That's it. So we're gonna wrap it up, and we'll take it away tomorrow.
Absolutely. Sounds good, guys. We'll see ya same time tomorrow here.
Oh,
You better be here.
ooh.
All right.
All right, take it easy.